Hi, welcome, and I hope you're doing well. In this video here, I'll be doing a top case, keyboard, battery, touchpad, the entire MacBook Pro palm rest replacement. Okay, so the goal here is I need to replace the battery. The keyboard is still fine, but I'm not going to remove the battery by itself and then replace with the new one. So the one that I got here is actually the entire keyboard, the touchpad, and the battery is all together in one big piece like this. So my recommendation is to change out the entire part if your battery is not working. But some people suggest to do just the battery itself. If you ask me, I find that the entire piece replacement is a lot easier comparing to just remove the battery. It's just a personal choice because sometimes that when you have a bad battery, when the battery is obviously swollen or when there's a lump on the battery, it is not easy to remove compared to the battery that is flat. Okay, so like this is a brand new battery, it is flat, it might be easier for you to remove it, because what they do is they epoxy glue or double-sided adhesive tape on the battery, and that is really difficult to remove. Now when you on top of that, when you have a bad battery, like the battery is swollen, that is a lot more difficult to remove. And if you puncture the battery, you might actually catch fire. So what I mean by that is that the battery might actually explode and catches the fire. Alright, so my recommendation, not to do that. Now here obviously you can see my battery is swollen. There's a lump on the battery. There's 6 of them, 2, 4, 6, and you can touch it. It's kind of like about to explode. So like I said in my video, I rather you to replace the entire part just for the safety reason. Alright, thanks for watching, and please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell, and I do really appreciate you for doing that. Now in this video here, I'll be doing a step-by-step show you on how to do a replacement on what I just explained. Now you do need to have the tools. Earlier the screwdriver that I was using is a pentalobe screwdriver, and these are the Torx screw for the remaining of the computer. So now what I'll be doing is I'll be transferring the entire motherboard and the screen over to that new top case here that I show you. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'll do is to disconnect the battery. There's no clipper or anything. I just use my fingernail, pop it up. That's how you open the battery. So this is the T4. I'm using a T4. Remove the hard drive. So let's just say if you have a bad hard drive, you need to increase the hard drive capacity. This is how you're going to do it. This is a 256. You might want to increase to 512, whichever you want to do. Okay, so that's how you remove the hard drive. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start disconnecting all the cables. Alright, so disconnect that. I just use my fingernail to lift it up. Here there's this little black tape, so kind of peel the tape off a little bit, and then there's a clipper. Flip the clipper up and then slide the cable down towards your body. That's how you remove that keyboard. Okay, this is for your speaker, so go ahead and pop the connector up. You just got to lift it up, and that's how you disconnect the speaker. Now this is your CPU fan. Open up the clipper, so flip the clipper up and kind of slide to your left. Okay, the cable going to slide to your left. Alright, so we have that in the right place. Sorry, that is not the CPU fan, I apologize. That is for something else. This is your CPU fan, so lift the cable up and then slide this cable away from your body, so slide it that direction. That's how you remove it. This is your LCD cable. So there is a little metal clipper right here, so I flip open the cable and then slide the cable to my right That's how I disconnect them. Okay, let's come back over to this part here. This is your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Okay, so let me put a little dash. One dot is my left, and I'll put the two dots right here. This I know is for my right side of it. Okay, so go ahead and lift up the connector. They're just kind of like Lego. They snap onto it, and to remove it I just lift it up. Okay, now once you have that all three cables out, and what I want to do is, this is the webcam, slide it to your left. There's no clipper or whatsoever, just kind of slide it to your left. Okay, that's how you disconnect them, and there you have it. So I think the first thing I like to do is to remove the LCD screen. It seems like that is the easiest to do, so let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm using a T4, and there's this little piece of metal that's holding onto the LCD screen. You need to remove that. Okay, alright, same thing for that side here. So now the next step is I need to use a T8. Where is my T8? Torx 8. Where are you? Okay, this is my Torx 8 screwdriver. Let's go ahead and remove the hinge. There's 6 screws holding onto the hinges, left and right. So 3 on each side. So there's the 3 of them. Come to the other 3. Alright, so I just removed all 6 screws, and now I'm going to lift the computer up and the screen, trying to separate them together. So as you can see, I'm lifting the screen, pushing the hinges, lifting it up all the way until the thing come out. And I come back to this side right here and then lift it up as well. That's how I disconnect the entire screen. Alright, so if you want to do a screen replacement, there you have it. That's how you disconnect the screen. Now let's come back here to work on the rest of the motherboard. There's a cable right here. We need to remove that as well. So go ahead and lift it up. Okay, and there's a cable right here. Lift it up. It's just like a Lego, and you just sort of wiggle until you lift up the connector. Okay, so let's see. Looks like we need to remove the CPU fan cable right here. So lift up the clipper, and once the clipper is up, I'm going to push that cable away from my body. Push, 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 and that's how I disconnect it. Okay. Alright, so that is that, and let's do this one here. Open up the clipper. So this is a metal clipper. Flip it up and slide that cable down. And lastly, this is your speaker here. If you want to get underneath, you can, but or you want to come back later and remove it, you can. So now let's kind of start removing all the screws. So let me go ahead and start from the right to my left. So there's 1 screw, 2, and 3, and that should remove my fan. Okay, so 3 screws hold onto the fan, and that should be it. This little screw right here with that rubber plastic, go ahead and remove the plastic and unscrew. Okay, so there goes that, and there's 1 screw right here. One screw on the top, 1 screw here for the motherboard, okay. So let's go ahead and remove the CPU fan. Unscrew this, unscrew the second, and this is the third. So once I remove the 3 screws, my CPU fan will just come right out without any problem. There's another white silver screw that is holding onto the heatsink. Okay, so that is all the way in that corner right there. But you need to remove this. So to remove it, I'm just kind of like pull. Let me see. So this is just like a plastic to align your Wi-Fi cable. To remove it, you just have to, kind of like lift it up, put some pressure, and it will come out. Okay, let's see. There's one screw right here for the motherboard. So far, I'm trying to get underneath that speaker. You can actually use a tweezer if you need something that you can go underneath that cable and slightly lift it up. Try not to break that plastic, okay? Just gently lift it up. There you go. We have that. Let's see. Alright, and then the DC jack here is still connected, so remove the 2 screws. And now we have the DC jack coming out with the motherboard entire piece together, just like that. Okay, at this point here, if you want to dust out your heatsink, go ahead and dust it out. And what we need to do is to put the motherboard here on the side. We actually need to come back and remove this side USB board here. So there's 2 screws. Go ahead and unscrew them, lift it up, put it on the side here. We have to be quickly come back and remove the speaker. So the speaker has to be transferred over as well. So there are 3 screws on the speaker. Alright, so I have the cable and the speaker. Trying to pry open it. Alright, so there you go. And I'm going to remove the speaker on my right side. Looks like you can't see it on the camera, so let me move it a little bit here so you can see it. 1 screw, 2 screw, and this is the 3rd screw. Once I remove all the 3 screws, let's go ahead and try to open up the speaker. Okay, so this is entire board that we're gonna put it away. We do not need it, as you see that the battery is all swollen. So let's put this on the side. I'll go ahead and bring the new top case. So the first thing I like to do is to install the speaker first. So this is how I remove it, and this is how I'm going to put it back. So reverse order. That's technically the safer route to do it, so you can remember where the screw goes where. So if you're still following along so far, you're doing good. So right now it's just the installation process. The installation process is a lot easier than removing things. Okay, so go ahead and put the other speaker back on. Just so you know, the screws are not the same. So when you remove them, make sure that you have the screw in the right position. So when you pick it up, you know where does it go back onto after. Alright, so let me go ahead and install the board. Slide the board back in. While I'm holding onto the board, let's put the 2 screws back onto it. Alright, so now the 2 screws is installed. What I need to do now is to put the motherboard back onto it. So make sure all the cable is facing up, right? Because when you install the DC jack, okay, so you got to align the DC jack in the right position here. You can actually remove that cable, install the DC jack and reconnect the cable, but I'm just kind of lazy. I just want to do in one go. I don't have to remove and repeat the process. Okay, so make sure all that cable is facing up so that when the motherboard goes back in, you're not hiding the cable underneath the motherboard. Okay, so make sure that cable right there is up. My keyboard is up, touchpad, battery, everything has to be above the motherboard. Okay, there should be another cable on here. Make sure that you is up as well. Oops, it looks like I have misplaced the screw on this board right here, so let me remove that. Maybe it goes onto this one. Nope, that should be the fan. Where does it go? Right here? Uh-oh, where does it go? That is for that. Maybe this one, I don't know, just put here for now. To me it feels like this is where the CPU fan goes to. Maybe here? I don't know. Let's just put it here for now. We'll figure it out for that screw. Where does it go? Okay, so let me see. So you got to slide it in. Okay, make sure everything is in. So keyboard comes above it, touchpad, and the battery. Yeah, it's right there. It is that place, the screw. Okay, it looks like I have it in the right position. The keyboard, everything is aligned, everything is in a good shape. Okay, so what's next? I need to put the screw back onto the motherboard. Okay, so there's one screw here for the tiny ones. Let's go ahead and connect my speaker. So we're going to do one speaker, and the other one here is on the right side of it. Okay, the 2 screws. Oops, see, I told you got to make sure that you have the cable sticking above the motherboard, and this one goes there. Okay, So far, if you're still following the video, you're doing good. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect this cable right here. The keyboard, make sure the clipper is up, is open, and then slide the keyboard. Use that black tape to leverage and push it in, or pull away from your body, right? So to push it in, close it, lock it down, make sure the clipper is open. Now you got to slide to your right and close it down. Alright, here comes the fan. Install the cable first, push it down, and then lock it. Alright, now once you have that in place, go ahead and put the 3 screws back on. That is to secure your CPU fan. Alright, do not forget about this metal screw here on the top right corner. That's for your heatsink. And once you install the screw, make sure the rubber go back on top of it. Okay, let's come back here. We're gonna work on this fan right here. So slide that cable down into the slot. Push it all the way down, and then I'm gonna use that clipper to close it, secure that connection. Once that thing is in place, go ahead and put the 3 screws back on. You need to secure the fan, so go ahead and screw it in. Alright, so this here, make sure the clipper is open, and then slide that connector away from your body. So slide it away from your body. You just have to find the right angle. Okay, once you're in the right angle, close it. There you have it. That should be secure. Go ahead and install this. This plastic is for that Wi-Fi alignment, and there's another screw here. This is for your heatsink. Okay, let's see, this is the cable, so go ahead and install that cable. They are just like a Lego. Once you have them in the right position, you press it down. That should secure it. Install your hard drive, slide it to your right, get 1 screw, go ahead and lock it down. Alright, now we're going to install the LCD screen. The LCD screen, make sure the hinge is still open, right? Once the hinge is still open, that's easier to slide it in. So go ahead and align the connector. So once you have it aligned, the next thing I need to do is to put a screw on that hinge so that I can close the screen and work on the rest, right? So make sure you have it in the right position. Get a T8. Okay, I like to come back here, make some adjustment on this one. It looks like my Wi-Fi is clipped on. Okay. Alright, so once you have the screw in the right place, okay, let me do it in a properly. Let me see. Okay. Okay, now this here is actually the metal has to be screwed in together with the hinge, so make sure you have it in the right position and screw it in. Alright, I'll come back here and finish up the other 2 screws on this side of the hinge. And once you have these 2 screws installed, remember this metal bracket here, you actually need to secure. And this 1 screw is holding on to it. And then go ahead and come back here and do this one. Okay, once you have that in place, go ahead and align your cable. Now, do you remember where it goes where? So the little so this one you're going to slide it to your right. Okay, this is for your webcam. I'm using a plastic prying tool to kind of like push it to the right. Now the shortest one, or the little one dot, goes to the far left, and the middle one has no marker on it. So, and the very last one on the right is the longest, and I have the 2 marker line on it. Okay, that's how I install the cable. We have them in the right place. Now the final thing is to install your LCD. Make sure the clipper is open. Slide the LCD to your left, and once the LCD is in, close it. And finally, the battery. Go ahead and connect the battery, cover it up, put that little plastic back on here. Let me go ahead and put the back cover back on, and there you should have it. So just put the screws back on. I think the whole process of the battery replacement, the keyboard, the top cover, the touchpad, all together is all ready to go. Yeah, so if you like the video, if this is helpful, please go ahead and click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I hope that this video actually helps you to replace your battery. If you want to check out the description, I will tell you where to buy the battery from. You can either get it from eBay or Amazon. But other than that, yep, I think it's all done. So take care. Until next time, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.